People are evil, aren't they? They want to destroy you, demolish you, grind you down until there's nothing left but dust. When they sent the hitman to your door, he came with weapons of destruction, precision, crafted to end your story. But what they didn't count on was your pistol of resolve, your armor forged in the fires of pain, and your unshakable will to stand tall when the world tries to make you crawl. Life has a funny way of showing you who people really are. When you rise, when you start doing well, they trip over themselves just to make you fall. They don't want to see you climb. They don't want to see you shine. They'd rather see you on the ground bleeding, broken, with your teeth scattered like shattered dreams. But here's the twist. When the hitman came, he didn't just see a target. No, he saw something that made him hesitate. He saw your scars not as signs of weakness, but as badges of survival. Each one told a story. Of nights spent wrestling demons, of battles fought in silence, of a soul that refused to break. They thought they could predict you. They thought they could map your vulnerabilities, reduce you to a list of weaknesses, and calculate the exact moment shatter. But they didn't account for the chaos within you, the storm too wild to chart, the fire too fierce to extinguish. The hitman, trained to see only ends, saw something he'd never seen before, resilience incarnate, a tempest in human form. He didn't just see a person, he saw a force of nature. He aren't the fragile, breakable thing they painted in their little dossier. You were chaos personified, a whirlwind of light and shadow, destruction and creation, rage and grace. So let me ask you, why do you think they sent your photo to the hitman in the first place? Was it fear, jealousy, a desperate need to control what they could never understand? It doesn't matter. What matters is that they underestimated you. They thought a single bullet could silence the symphony of your story. But here's the truth, you're not a chapter. You're the entire book. You're the paradox they couldn't decode. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every loss, they all fueled the fire within you. You took the ashes of your past and built a foundation so unshakable that not even the shadows could topple it. The hitman came to end you. But what they didn't realize is that you're not just surviving, you're thriving. The bullets they sent your way, you caught them midair and forged them into your own arsenal. The bruises they hoped would break you, you wear them like armor. You see, they wanted to destroy you because your existence is a threat to everything they stand for. You don't fit into their neat little narratives. You disrupt their comfort, challenge their mediocrity, and remind them of everything they'll never be. And that's terrifying, isn't it? To know that no matter how much they scheme, no matter how many hitmen they send, they can't stop you. Because you're not just a survivor, you're a creator, a destroyer, a force that reshapes the world around you. When the hitmen saw your photo, they thought they'd be delivering a fatal blow. Instead, they got a lesson in unpredictability. You're the chaos they can't contain, the fire they can't extinguish, the storm they can't outrun. So now the question is, what will you do? Will you let their bullets and bruises define you? Or will you rise unapologetic and relentless and show them what it means to live without limits? But let me tell you something even darker. Something they didn't anticipate it. When they handed your photo to the hitman, they didn't just awaken chaos, they summoned something deeper, something primal. You see, chaos doesn't just disrupt, it transforms. It consumes the ordinary and spits out the extraordinary. That hitman, trained in precision and silence, became a spectator to your symphony of defiance. They expected fear, but what they saw was freedom. Freedom from their rules, their expectations, their control. They looked into your eyes and saw something unbroken, unyielding, something that laughed in the face of doom. And that, my friend, is what makes you unstoppable. You weren't just a target, you were a revelation. A reminder that some people aren't meant to be erased, they're meant to rise, to burn so brightly that their fire becomes a beacon for others. Your scars weren't signs of defeat, they were your armor, forged in the battles that tried to destroy you. The Hitman wasn't just faced with a job, they were faced with the force of nature. And you know what happens when nature is cornered? It fights back, not with desperation but with purpose. Now imagine this, the Hitman walks away shaken to their core. Not because they failed, but because they saw something they didn't think was possible. They saw someone who couldn't be defined by a dossier, a weapon, or a plan. They saw someone who rewrites their story every single day. So let them send more hitmen. Let them whisper your name with trembling lips. Let them try to figure out how to stop the unstoppable. Because at the end of the day, you don't just survive, you thrive. And that's the greatest revenge. Not anger, not violence, but living so boldly, so unapologetically, that their attempts to destroy you become laughable. But let me tell you something even darker, something they didn't anticipate. When they handed your photo to the Hitman, they didn't just awaken chaos. They summoned something deeper, something primal. You see, some people in life hate to see you thrive. They hate your joy, your progress, and your unshakable spirit. And in their jealous bones, they'll do anything to sabotage your happiness. Even hiring a hitman to take the shot they couldn't take themselves. Because some people are cowards. They want to get rid of you, but they're too afraid to step up and do it. And you know what? That's their weakness. Remember this saying, the loudest dog in the cage is the most easily injured when it's in a fight. They bark and bark, but when the moment comes, they cower. They send their proxies, their whispers, their shadows, because they know that, face to face, they can't match your strength. But here's where it gets interesting. You weren't just a target, you were a revelation. A reminder that some people aren't meant to be erased, they're meant to rise. To burn so brightly that their fire becomes a beacon for others. That Hitman, trained in precision and silence, became a spectator to your symphony of defiance. They expected fear, but what they saw was freedom. Freedom from their rules, freedom from their expectations, freedom from their control. They looked into your eyes and saw something unbroken, unyielding, something that laughed in the face of doom. And that, my friend, is what makes you unstoppable. But you see, they sent that hitman. Oh, they thought they were clever. They thought that hiring someone else to do their dirty work would rid them of their biggest fear, you. What they didn't realize was that, just like before, your pistol of vengeance struck first. Because here's the truth. People are terrified of what they can't measure up against. They look at your success, your confidence, your unstoppable energy, and they feel small. They feel powerless. So what do? They send their hitman. They hope someone else can take you down because they know they can't. But let me tell you something, the hitman's failure was their reflection. Their insecurity, their inadequacy, their failure to face you themselves. That hitman wasn't just a weapon, it was a mirror of their fear, their weakness, their desperate attempt to snuff out a flame they couldn't handle. And here's the kicker, when you're on top of your game, when you're operating at the highest level of your potential, there's no weapon, no assassination, no scheme that can take you out. You are invincible. Why? Because your power doesn't come from the outside. It doesn't come from money, status, or physical strength. It comes from within, from the unshakable belief that no matter what they throw at you, no matter how many hitmen they send, you will rise. Their weapons can't touch you because your armor isn't made of steel, it's of resilience. Their schemes can't trap you because your mind is too sharp, too focused, too prepared. The hitman can't break you because you face storms more brutal than the shadows and come out stronger every time. And that's the lesson they'll never understand. When you're truly on top of your game, you don't just survive the attacks, you thrive because of them. Every failed attempt to bring you down only adds to your legend, your momentum, your unrelenting force. So let them try. Let them send their hitmen, their whispers, their shadows. Let them do everything in their power to stop you. Because every time they fail, and they will fail, it's a reminder of one undeniable truth: you are untouchable. And when they finally realize that, when they see that no weapon, no betrayal, no act of sabotage can stop you, they'll have no choice but to watch as you continue to rise. Unstoppable, invincible, unforgettable. Oh, and if you really like this content, subscribe to my free newsletter for updates on videos. If you're interested, comment Joker below this video, comment, subscribe, and tell the Batman I said hello.